There we go.
There we go. You there?
Can you hear
You
me?
got me now?
Yeah.
I got you, brother. I got you.
What up, man? Hey, nice shirt.
What's up, my man?
Dude,
You like that?
I love it. I love how you I love that you asked me attire. Is it because you're in your PJs? Tell me the truth. Are you just still are you
Bro, I'm always naked. Let's go. I never got clothes on, man.
I love it.
I legit never have.
Yeah, I should have
Go ahead.
I was gonna say I should have lied to you and been like, yeah, you need to wear a suit for this. Like you need to look fly and
Man.
see what happened.
Hey, bro, Miami this week. We were in Miami and it was roasting. It was 100 degrees and we had to wear our suits and it's just I'm just sweating gravy on set. It was awful, but no, I have a workout group that comes every day at 12.
Yeah.
And we work out from 12 to 1:30, and from that point on, I'm so soaking wet from tire flips and sprints and all the stuff we do that I usually have as little amount of clothes on as possible.
So wait, you do this at your house? Like they come to your house?
Yeah, I got a full indoor gym outside that's a basketball court, a weight room, a batting cage. It's insane. It's almost 11,000 square feet of bliss.
Jeez, man. Yeah, of course you do. That's unbelievable, man.
Hey, that's why quarantine. I'm like, this is amazing. Like this is great. What you talking about? I got everything I need, bro.
You have no problems with quarantine life. Have you been enjoying it for real though? Like hanging with the kids?
Oh, dude, it's been awesome. It's been awesome. We, it's funny. Like you always say, God, you want God to slow you down. Hey, life's so fast, and I just wish we could slow down. And God was like, all right, well, here you go, man. We slowed you down, and now you get a bunch of time. And so, just us as a family, like reading the Bible, we've done that. We did that more at the kitchen table and eating dinner together, and it's just, spending time together. It's been hugely rewarding. It's been, I wouldn't trade it for anything, man. It was a great several months. Now, listen. Towards the end, just like everybody else, man, I was starting to get a little stir crazy and I was ready to get out some. But, youth league football started for me and little man, and I coach his 12U football team. And then softball started for baby girls. And me and my wife coached the softball team. And so we got that rolling. So it's been good to get some of that going.
Y'all coach together?
Yeah, we coach softball together, yeah.
Is she the head coach and you're the assistant, or what's the deal?
She's the GM, bro. She keeps everybody like in line.
Yeah.
She's got like the schedule out in 4 weeks. She's Monica from Friends, homie. She's literally like, we got a calendar for the whole month in the kitchen that literally it's got every day for the next month. She's crazy organized. So she makes sure all the parents get all the stuff they need and all that good stuff.
Right. Hey, let's go back.
What about you, man? How's the family?
Dude, thanks for asking. We're good. Same thing here. I like before COVID, with life at the pace that it was, I would have always been like, man, I'm looking forward to retirement. Like I'm looking forward to the day where I wake up and I have nothing to do, because I'm going to do nothing really well. And it's funny, in the last few weeks, I've been like, I'm sick of nothing, like I'm ready to get going. But dude, we same game. Like I've never been home with my kids this much. We've never focused on what really matters, eternal things, this much. I'm actually coaching a football team, which is crazy. I didn't even see one of my son's games last year, and so this year, you're looking at the head coach of the Spring Hill Hawks. And we're 1-1.
Let's go. What age group?
So they're 11 and 12. 11 and 12.
I coach 12U, so I could definitely help you out, bro. I've been coaching for the last 6 or 7 years, man, and it's a lot of it's the most fun ever.
Dude, I think we need to have a road game. Like maybe we could meet at like some Legion Field or something and light it up, and like let's have a
man, I don't know if you want, we're 11 and 12 too, but I don't know if you want that smoke, Walker. I don't know if you're ready for that.
Dude, honestly, man, the other coaches, they laugh at me because I have so much joy at practice. Like I love getting in the car with my son, driving to practice, driving home. I mean, it's the whole experience for me is so new, and I've never, I've just never been home to commit to that. So, dude, it's been a great experience. Yeah, before we leave, before we get off, I need some tips, man. I mean, we're running out of plays. We do the jet sweep thing. Like that's kind of how we roll with
Okay.
lots of options off there, but we kind of got killed the
Yeah.
last game. So I need some tips.
Well, I mean, defensively, we got to have a plan too. Everybody neglects the
Yeah.
defense, and we very rarely practice defense. But we do a lot of stuff defensively where we stunt up front the whole time, so you never know where we're going to be from a defensive lineman standpoint. But the jet sweep. What's your counter off of the jet sweep? Because you got to have something off of the jet sweep. That's the biggest thing. Like you want them to look at it, and you got to get the edge. First thing you got to do, by the way, is block the edge. Most people run the jet sweep and they don't even block the defensive end. I'm like, dude, you got to have a B back offset right there, blocking down on him to get that edge right now, right? Quick, fast, and in a hurry. But we fake the jet and we pull our guard and we kick out on the opposite defensive end. We pull our B back that's lined up right there when we run the jet, so it looks exactly the same formationally. We pull him across and he leads through the hole, and we run basically QB counter off of that, and it's insane, dude. I mean, because everybody flows with the jet, and everybody flows with the jet. They gone, and then you cut back, and obviously,
when we run the power rights and the power lefts and the corners and tight ends cross like they actually block, it works every time. But you got to count, on your downfield blocking. But man, I've just loved it. I've loved being home. Let me ask you, so I don't ever get to get deep with you. And, you posted something about your injury lately. I think on the gram, you were like, it was a grateful post. Talking about how many years ago did that go down?
Yeah, it was 2006. So it was 14 years ago when I broke my neck. And every year, September 17th, I always, September 11th is always a big day in our country, 9/11. And then in my personal life, the 17th is always a huge deal because, I dreamed since I was 6 years old. I told everybody that, listen, Walker, I'm like, bro, I'm going to play in the NFL. And just like you, when you told him you wanted to be a singer, I'm sure you got those cool little pats on the back. Like, yeah, that's a cool little kid. Like, sure, everybody wants to do that. Like, you ain't the only one. And, my dream came true and I got to accomplish my goal. And then, my second season in, it got taken away like that. And I'm grateful, man. I didn't have kids at that point. I'm so thankful that God spared me and I didn't have because I was in a neck brace and a halo for a little while. And so I had to deal with some of that stuff and some of that pain, but God used it for gain, and never thought I never thought in a million years I'd be doing TV, like never. Cause I didn't really like the media, to be honest. I thought they were kind of annoying. But just through his, I mean, they can be, you've seen them, but we have, through his grace, and he's opened my eyes and opened doors. And, I learned a lot about myself. I learned a lot about my friends, and I got to start building my family. And dude, I never, ever thought I'd be on College Game Day, years and years later, but now been able to have that opportunity, and it's been awesome, man. So you never know when God's going to turn that pain into gain, and you gotta trust him.
Were you a believer when that happened?
I was, yeah.
You were. You grew up in a Christian home?
Actually, I did not, man. I grew up, I never went to church one time before my senior year of high school. Never knew what it was. No, never once. And when I signed with the University of Georgia in February, somebody gave me a Bible for my signing party. And and it was kind of cool, man. I was like, dude, I have my name engraved on it. I'd never been to one church service in my life.
Wow.
And I had a teacher named Mark, a science teacher named Mark Watson. And I was really good at getting underneath teachers' skins. It was a strength of mine. And I could never get under Mark's skin. He always had so much peace, and he had so much joy, and he was always he just had a cool attitude, and he had the Jesus fish on his computer, and I was like, this dude's a Jesus freak. Like, what's wrong with this dude? And played praise and worship music before school started. And so I literally went to him, and I said, hey, man, I don't know nothing about this thing. Like, where do I start? And so for my outside reading, for English, for my outside reading, I chose to read 200 pages of the Bible. And I had to meet with Mark Watson, who was my teacher. And I met with him and went through Matthew, Mark, Luke, and John. And we went through the Gospels, and he shared with me the gospel, and just completely changed my heart and opened my world to something I've never even experienced in my life. And so it completely changed everything in my life.
You still keep in touch with that guy?
No, I haven't heard from him in so many years, man. Well, you know how it works, bro. I mean, high school 2001, and then you go on to college, and you go on and just you move. I mean, I don't even talk to a lot of my good friends from college anymore, but I did. I told my wife, I was like, I need to search him out somehow and get his number. I definitely need to reach back out to him.
You do, man. That's unbelievable. Like, I love hearing how people came to the Lord. I'm kind of a new believer. You heard my song, Craig. And so in these interviews, I love talking about that stuff. And
I heard it, bro. Look at that shirt.
Oh, guys. I know you heard it. But the dude, on that perspective, like, the tough question, then we'll move on. On the injury front, like, that being your dream, would you trade? Like, would you go back and change it? Like, because here's the deal. From the outside looking in, you have a sick gig. Like, man to man, you got a cool gig. Straight up. Like, I even if somebody said, hey, man, you could be on game day if you walk away from music, it would take me a little, like, I would have to think. I would be like, oh, for real? Like, I'd be like, what does that look like? What do I get paid? Like, would you trade any of that? Would you trade that injury, I guess? Would you go back and change that day?
No.
Wow.
No, and my son actually asked me, my son was talking about that the other day in the car. And he was like, Daddy, because I train with a lot of guys still in college, and I train with some guys that go to the NFL. And I do a lot of the same stuff explosive-wise, and just try to make sure I keep explosive and keep in great shape. And he was like, Daddy, would you want to play? I said, buddy, God took football away from me for a reason. And I said, I wouldn't trade a single thing about it. And here's the thing, man. I could have played football, but at some point, I would have had to retire. Like, at some point, you have to walk away. At some point, the game moves on, and you have to go in a different direction in life. And I didn't know mine was going to be at such a young age. I was going to be 22 years old. I didn't know that was going to happen. But, because of that, so many doors in my life have been opened. So my family is, it's where it's at. I got to move back to Georgia, by the way, with my mama, with my daddy, and see them more, with my in-laws, with my brother. I got to be an intimate part of that. I got to build a new locker room. The biggest thing you miss, man, and probably with you with the band, the biggest thing you missed on the road is your boys. It's the atmosphere. It's kicking it. It's behind closed doors. It's not what everybody sees on stage. It's, man, we get to bust balls and kick it in the back and be cool and have so much daggum fun on the road. Well, you miss that as in the locker room as a player, but I got to get that now with game day. And I go speak to kids in high schools all the time, and I just tell them, like, listen, guys, y'all see college game day and first-round pick and three-time All-American at Georgia and all that stuff. Let me tell you about some stuff that happened that sucked. Like, I got my dream of everything I wanted to be got taken away from me like that in one play. Right. And that's not fun. It's not something you want to experience. You want to experience your dream and live it out for a long time and have success. But God had different plans, and it's been amazing. And I just trust and I believe, and He's taken me this far. And I remember telling my wife, I was like, listen, baby, if He took this away from me, I was like, He must have something else special for me, because something else is going to be coming. Because look what He's already brought us this far. I can't imagine what's next.
Yeah, dude, that's crazy. About this year, with everything happening and the uncertainty of the season, was the actual fact that y'all have a season a little like emotional, like it make you appreciate what you do now a little more, with a sense of, hey, that might have been taken away from you? Was the first couple games emotional?
Yeah, it was. It was just, I remember the first time I heard "Coming to Your City," and we hear that every week, right? Like we're on the road and we hear "We're coming to your city," and you never think anything about it. And I literally got chills, and I was like, man, like first of all, we were at home, so we weren't coming to your city. So it kind of gave us. It was just like, but you know what? I'm so happy to have normalcy. I'm so happy to be back, like doing something that I love. And does it look different? Yeah, it looks different, but no, it was definitely surreal, and 100%. You appreciate it. And little things, dude. Like, we're not in the NBA bubble, because the NBA bubble, that's been a challenge for those people. Kudos to them for being able to bring us that product. But every week to get tested. When I go on site, Walker, I got to stay in my hotel room the whole time, from Thursday, Friday, Saturday.
Wow.
They won't even let me go to the weight room. And I love the weight room. I can't stand not having the weight room. So I'm tired of doing push-ups and sit-ups in my hotel room. But anyways, so we've had to make sacrifices, and things look different, but man, you appreciate the heck out of it. And you're like, if this is what it takes for me to have football, sign me up, bro. Like I'll take it, because it brings, and I've had so many people text me and tweet and stuff and just say, like, dude, it's so fun. Like life seems normal again. It just makes me happier and more positive when I see game day on and you guys talking football.
Yeah, man. I mean, from my perspective, my livelihood is music, but it's kind of like you described it. Like, I miss my friends. Like, I miss just the interaction with my band. I miss those chills you get, every night. We had a drive-in show 2 nights ago in Knoxville, and it was so bittersweet, because it was like, it's not the same, but it's something,
No.
and I got to sit eye to eye, with fans, but I couldn't see their face. They had to wear the mask, and the whole night I was like, is this funny? Are y'all like it? Like, I can't see the smiles on your face. But again, I'll take it. Like, if that's what we got to do, to have a game.
During this time, how much more writing have you done than normal? Because I imagine, like, with all this free time, I imagine you got to be like, oh yeah.
No, it's man, it's nonstop, and that's it's been a dilemma at home, like staying out of this room and remembering, like, hey, I can hang with my fam right now, and trying to turn it off. But man, the creativity has been insanity. I mean, so much new material, and I'll share it with you. I will. But hey, let me ask you.
You write a song about Kanye or something, dude.
Dude, you've already heard it, haven't I? So I shared it with you. Dude, I was knocking, all I was hearing was everybody knocking, Kanye's conversion, saying he's crazy. And most of the people talking smack were Christians. And I was like, yo, I got to write something about this. So I'm glad you're an outlet where I could share that song. Ain't nothing going to happen in that song, because it's so
That's
weird.
Awesome.
But let me ask you this. On a funny level, I imagine, do people try to talk football with you? Like, say you meet somebody, do they try to get on your level of like they try to diagnose the game with you, and you're like, oh, here we go again, just some random dude trying to talk shop?
No, I think that's the cool part. That's the cool part of my job, because whoever your team is, like, usually when I meet somebody, it's like, dude, I love seeing you on College Game Day. What do you think about my team? What do you think about so-and-so? And then it becomes, a cool back and forth and a cool conversation. And I tell you what, man, one thing that I did poorly when I was at Georgia, and then when I was at the Bengals, is, I had a lot of attention, and being a first-round draft pick and stuff like that, I thought I didn't think I handled it as well as I should have, because it doesn't take but 20 seconds, 30 seconds, 45 seconds for you to actually have a conversation with somebody and have some back and forth. And, you get kind of burnt out, and you don't want to have those conversations sometimes, and you just want to go on and be, normal, be left alone a lot of times. But tell you what, man, I was like, you know what? God gave me this platform again, not to screw it up. And so I try to talk to fans and interact with fans. And now, listen, I'm not going to have any negativity. I don't have negativity in my life. I'm not going to bring that to any conversation or anything like that. And I love the booze. I don't mind the booze and the hatred towards your teams and stuff like that. But the cool thing is, when we pick against a team, they automatically think we hate them. So if I pick, like, Georgia plays Auburn this week. Yeah. So if I pick Auburn, Georgia fans are pissed at me. And like,
Right.
what a turncoat. How can he turn on his dudes? Like, what's wrong with that dude? And I'm like, and it's like, dude, that's my job. Like, my job is just to pick a game. So,
Right.
and if I pick Auburn, he's a hater. He's a homer. So, all that stuff, it's all part of it, which makes it fun.
Yeah.
And not having fans this year, it makes it a little bit different in that capacity. But no, the fans are – I realize the fans are what make our money. The fans are what bring excitement. The fans are what you love so much. So I try to spend time and talk to them. And, hey, listen, sometimes they got good points. And some of these people, man, they're crazy about their teams. They're following everything known to man. And they're like, hey,
Right.
you look out for so-and-so, so-and-so, so-and-so.
So where do you get your knowledge? Like, do you have somebody looking stuff up for you, feeding you info, or do you research on your own, like, daily? I'm curious. Like, I know it's your gig, so you devote your life to that.
Yeah.
As an avid sports fan, I find that each year I'm like, I don't even know this dude. Like, how did this recruit get on my team? I don't even know his name. Dude just scored a touchdown. Where'd he come from? I didn't know what star he was.
Yeah.
Or what high school? Like, where do you collect all this? And do you have like some secret database we just don't have access to?
No secret database. No, listen, some people in our industry definitely have people that they go to and they get nuggets. And ESPN does a good job of passing around different, information about things they're hearing or articles they're writing and other people are writing that are good. But the biggest thing for me is to watch tape. Like, it doesn't work unless – first tape I watched was, okay, I know LSU just gave up 4,000 yards passing to Mississippi State. Why? Why did they give it up? Okay, and then I turned on the defense because Mike Leach's defenses typically stink. So to me, I want to go, okay, if we're going to talk about this week, like, why? And then I look at Mike Leach's defense, and they're running a 3-3-5, and I'm like, there's only two. And then I looked up how many people in the country run a 3-3-5, and there's three of them. Like, that's the kind of stuff. Like, I have to watch tape. Georgia tape, of this past week. Why did the offense struggle? So we have access to an XO system online that we can watch any game. All we got to do is click on it. We can go watch it. So I spend, 3 to 5 hours a day, watching tape and studying stuff that is very pertinent to what I want to see and to opinions that I want to get across, because I'm just not real comfortable with everybody else's opinion. I'm comfortable and trust my eyes. So Saturday, like, I need to watch all the games. I ain't got time. I ain't got time to do nothing besides flip from game to game, put my eyeballs on so-and-so, watch Oklahoma lose to Kansas State. Sorry, Oklahoma fans, but golly, we do it every year. You trip up on somebody you ain't supposed to lose to.
Yeah.
Oklahoma State, or not Oklahoma State, shoot, Kansas State. 6 starters out too. I mean, come on, man. That's so bad. But why did that happen? What's the reason it happened, and then go figure it out and watch some tape to figure that out. You can read other people's opinion all you want, and you can use Twitter and all the different outlets and stuff too. But I want to speak with a confidence, and I want to know when I'm on set, like, I want you to know you're getting my opinion and how I feel, and not somebody else's opinion and what they wrote.
That's amazing, man. So you just diagnose it yourself. You watch film, say what you think of what you actually watched in the game. That's unbelievable. I bet you're a phenomenal kids coach. Are y'all good? Like, year to year, do you just stomp people?
We've lost 4 games in 6 years.
Wow.
So we've done now listen, bro, this year, all right, so our league got canceled. We're an 11 and 12U team, and we actually only have 8 12U kids. So we're kind of right there in that mix.
Yeah.
So it's kind of tough because we played a couple 11U teams and we beat the brakes off of them. It's not even competitive. But we've been playing because our season got canceled. I look at the national rankings, Walker, and I see, because they have these sites that they rank teams nationally.
Right.
And I'm like, all right, let's go get them. So we went to Augusta and played in Augusta. By the way, bro, 285 across the line of scrimmage at 12.
Bull.
285. Bro, 12. Well, supposedly 12U, but them suckers look like they drove there, cuz. I mean, I'm like, where's your family at? Did you drive or where's that mustache? But no, I mean, and so we've been playing those teams, and I tell you what, it was fun because we got some good confidence and played some local teams that are good. But then we went started going after. We played a couple weeks ago. We played the number 7 team in the nation. This past week, we played the team that played the number 7 team in the nation to a 7-2. And we had the ball on the 3-yard line and just going in to score. And we lost by 6. But no, I've been finding games for my kids, you know, every chance I could get or every opportunity, because obviously COVID's kind of changed the game with our league.
Yeah. Let me ask you this, man. I mean, future-wise, would you coach? I mean, you're just a shoo-in. Like, you just know so much of the game, like a defensive coordinate, like I don't even know how you enter the coaching land. I just feel like I feel like you'd get hired in a second if you wanted. Like, would that be something you'd be interested in?
Yeah, I got offered my first head coaching job for a high school football team last year.
Really?
And I'm not qualified to be a high school football coach, but I'll tell you this, I thought about it. I'm just telling you, I thought about it right away, because here's the thing. Like, I have a coach named Eddie Shaddix. Don't nobody who knows who Eddie Shaddix is. By the way, if I was good enough like you and like Beckett, I could write a song about Eddie, but I ain't good enough. I ain't as good as you are to do that. But like Eddie Shaddix, my sophomore year of football, I didn't play varsity. Because I was a backup on varsity. I didn't play JV because I was a backup on varsity and got to get a few reps. So after my sophomore year, I quit football. I was like, dude, I don't want to play anymore. I ain't even playing. This is a waste of my time. Eddie Shaddix, my high school football coach, talks to me. Hey man, just come work out with me. Come in the weight room with me, because I was already a bigger kid. I hadn't hit puberty yet, so I hadn't really got a growth spurt and hadn't gotten strong.
Right.
Dude, I go in the weight room and I hit puberty and I start growing, and I grew 6 inches that off season, and I gained 60 pounds of muscle, and I was already pretty thick. And then my whole life changed, and he poured into me. And so I love to do this with my youth league team. And let me tell you something. We film every game with a drone. It's the sickest video behind you could ever see, because you can see every step. But my dudes fly to the football and dive on the pile like you wouldn't imagine. And that's the thing. Like, I'm like, listen, guys, we control 2 things. We control our attitude and our effort. That's it. You don't control today whether you're good enough to beat everybody. You don't control that. But you control whether you're going to line up with a great attitude and bust your butt. And guess what? I asked, just like before the game yesterday, I'm like, who's going to mess up? And all of them raised their hands. You're all going to mess up, dude. We're all going to make mistakes today. Ain't nobody asking you to be perfect, but your effort better be perfect. So, you know, I will coach at some point. It's just a matter at what level. But I want to raise my kiddos first. I coach my baby girls' basketball team and softball team. And let me tell you something, that little girl and all those girls on the team, dude, they dive on the floor and they lay out. And that's all I care about is, you know, bringing out that effort and that fun in them. And it's something that, you know, I've had Eddie Shaddix in my life impact my life. I would love to do that for somebody else's life.
Dude, you would be remarkable at any level, especially in those formative years. I could see you being like Eddie to a lot of kids, you know, and that's an incredible story. I had no idea. Man, I don't want to keep you too long. I do want to hear I want people to know how much you love. They've already heard it in you talking about your family, but give me an update on the wife, on the kid, on each kid. Like, how's everybody doing? And also, I love talking about your diet. Have you still had like no carbs since 2001, or like you're like,
come on, bro,
no sugars, no, you still no cheats?
Hey man, I ain't like you. I ain't going to the Waffle House, cuz that ain't happening in my life. No, I mean,
dude, that's crazy.
No, I haven't had a sweet in 15 plus years.
It's
been a long time. But like I do the same thing every day when it comes to diet. Like, I don't eat before my workout. I work out every day from 12:30 to 2-ish, and then I'll have 3 eggs, egg whites, and 2 cauliflower wraps. Like that's breakfast / lunch. And then my wife will cook some kind of, you know, really healthy dinner. But family's great, man. My son just turned 12. And you know what? I've done a really bad job as a dad with him sometimes and coaching him. And listen, we have a lot of fun and we kick it, but, you know, and not really with him, but I've done a bad job of saying what my son isn't to my friends and to what I don't think he does. Like, he's not this, he's not that. And I've tried to do a much better job as a dad to talk about what he does do good. Like I'm doing a much better job of loving him for who he is and not who he isn't. And that's been a big focus in my life recently, and just to edify him with that. But he's a stud, man. He's a sweetheart of a kid. He's never met anybody that didn't like him. Always just by the way, the dude's heart rate never gets over this. Like he is the definition, and he don't get that from his daddy. Like he had a pick yesterday in our game. It was an awesome play. He read the tight end release, steps in front of the slant, picks it, almost takes it back to the house. The dude runs to the sideline as fast as he can, doesn't look at anybody, make eye contact, just tries to go stand over there and blend in. And I'm head coach, and I literally turn and I look at him and I just stare at him. and he kind of he looks at the corner of my eye. He's like this, and like, smile, bro. Like you just made a pick. It was a great play.
Yeah.
Like, smile. But he doesn't like being the center of attention at all, and just loves to play, but doesn't like. And then baby girl, who's 10, is the antithesis of everything I just said. Like she smacks the ball in softball, the outfield. Dude, she's running slow, so you'll take a look at her. Like, oh yeah, daddy, you see that? Daddy, you see that? I mean, Mimi, you see that? Mommy, you see? Like, it's nuts. Totally different person out. And because of that, by the way, and listen, I know you got all your kids. Good Lord, you got enough of them. But because of that, like, Leah's easy to communicate for me because she's just like me. So it's taking more effort with Nicholas and more intentionality with him. And then my wife, Lindsay, she's we've been together since we were 4, basically. I mean, we've been together for so long, since high school. She's the only girlfriend I've ever had. I kissed one other girl one time. She's literally been it for me. And she's just like Nicholas. She's like this. She's super chill. Nothing bothers her ever. She never gets rattled. She keeps everybody in line, everything in line. I told you she's Monica from Friends, bro. She's got the calendar lit up with everything we need for every single day and every single hour, and always smiling, always happy. Just she taught me what it looked like a long time ago, what love was, because I had no clue what it was until I found that.
Man, I just love hearing all about it. I love hearing about the things you're thinking about as a dad. I struggle with the same things. Never been a coach to my kids, and I didn't honestly didn't value that enough. I always was like, man, I really want to coach. And now I find it's a hard balance. You know, it's hard for me to lay off. Like, it's hard for me to leave my kids alone on the field. And then, man, when we get in the car, it is so hard to just be like,
shut your mouth.
Go through that list. Yeah. Because I know.
Well, here's the thing, too. And here's the thing to think about for every parent out there and everybody out there. Like, if you get in the car, Walker, and you're like, man, that touchdown you got was awesome. Man, that interception you got was awesome. Man, that home run you hit was amazing. That three-pointer you hit. Okay, now I put the emphasis in what success looks like as home runs, as big plays. That's not success. Bro, every time we step in that car, Napster, I love you. Leah, I love you. Did you have fun? Yeah, that's what it's about. Did you try as hard as you can? Yeah, that's what it's about. But it is, our inclination is like, man, I want you to think about that play. And I'm like, because I'm thinking about 5 things he could have done better, 6 things he could have done better. It's like, all right. No. Because here's the thing. Football and sports, it's a vehicle. 99.999% of all these players, dude, they're not going to the pros. All it's about is how can we teach these kids discipline, toughness, teamwork, how to fight it. By the way, how to fight adversity, because I know you're probably like me. My kids got silver spoons, bro. They didn't grow up struggling like I did. I mean, they don't struggle for much. They got everything they need, so they need an outlet that pushes them. They need an outlet that stretches them and makes them grow. Otherwise, I mean, where do they find it? Teachers are like, hey, you're so sweet. You're a good little boy. I mean, they don't get it from any other direction. So it's got to be. I think sport plays a huge role in that, man, and developing them.
Yeah, no, I'm totally with you. And like you know, and I know, man, life can just really be ripped out in a second. And if all you were leaning on was that success or those home runs or those hits or, you know, that life you had on cruise control, you're nothing when all that gets ripped out from under you. And then, so yeah, to me, sports, I'm learning as a coach. It's about those relationships, and it's really, man, it teaches you so much about life. It's like a small ecosystem of real life, And man, I'm
100%.
loving it. But man, I just love. I could talk to you for days, dude. I just sincerely appreciate your time. And dude, how long we gotta wait till like they make a Pollack football game, like instead of Madden? Like I'm getting tired of the Madden coming out the same. Anybody ever hit you up about a game? They're like, let's make a Pollack. Let's make like.
Nah, bro. But it would be nice to have NCAA football back because I don't know about you, but I grew up on that. I think starting next season after we get this Fair Play Act thing taken care of, we get some NCAA back, and that'll be
That'd be
sick.
I know.
Yeah, heck yeah.
Man, I really love you. I appreciate our relationship. Thanks for doing this interview. You're the first one that I knew. Like we go back a little bit. So I appreciate it. Thanks for your time. Thanks for your honesty, man, with the parenting thing. I know that's going to help a lot of dads and moms. Like I think some good self-analysis as we parent is healthy, and to be able to look at what you're teaching your kids and what you might be teaching them wrong. And that's just great words of wisdom, man, coming from you. So, dude, keep it real. You got the rest of the day? You going to work?
No, we usually have football, but I gave the kiddos off because we played two Goliath teams back to back.
Okay.
Drove to the park. I was like, y'all boys physically need to. We usually watch tape every Monday with them, but they got off.
Yeah.
Baby girls got softball at 4:30, so we'll go slap some home runs, right? I mean,
hit it, dude, hit it. Y'all have a good rest of your day. Give my love to the fam, and we'll talk to you soon. All right, buddy?
We'll do, brother. Appreciate you, man. Stay swole, bro. Stay swole.
I'll try.